Oh boy. This will probably blow up on Facebook and in other social media departments within, a little bit of time. Either that or the whole thing will go largely unnoticed because this is one of those he said, she said moments where it doesn't look as though the person who is being accused of a crime actually performed a crime. But we'll know more as the day develops. That's why the title says CKN reacts to the Ronnie Radke gang rape accusation, as opposed to the Ronnie Radke gang rape story, considering the plot in this one has thickened already before there even being an initial explosion of the initial idea. So, what I'm going to do for you on this one is I'm going to react to two separate news stories, one of which is about what is being accused, and the second of which is a statement directly made from Ronnie Radke himself. Those of you who don't know who the name is, Ronnie Radke was in Escape to Fate whenever the band first began, and now is in a band called Falling in Reverse, which is often lumped in with other groups such as Sleeping with Sirens, whenever people want to berate the new style of emo music or of deathcore, mallcore, metalcore, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I've done it myself, and I've listened to some of the crap, and I have to say that 75% of it is unlistenable garbage. But that's not going to affect my thought process on this particular case. So let's get started here. Let's get started with the original breaking news. A woman has allegedly accused Ronnie Radke of Falling in Reverse of rape following the band's June 3rd show, which was just about 2 days ago, at the Murray Theater in Murray, Utah. I'm going to link the public accounts, blah, 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 those involved, blah, 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 blah. The language is graphic. Here is the one that's getting all of the attention, the Facebook post that's getting all of the attention. A pile of literal human garbage named Ronnie Radke gang-raped someone really important to me last night, because that's how real men beat women, with their bodyguard as backup, and tossed her out into the curb. He's some has-been, talentless musician that was playing the Murray Theater last night. If any of my friends book him, defend him, or even mention his name around me, we aren't friends anymore. I hope he dies a slow, painful death surrounded by people cheering on his suffering, Christ-like minus the martyrdom. I haven't cried this much in over a year, and nothing even happened to me. The person it happened to is one of the strongest individuals I've ever met in my life. She's going to be okay. Just the fact that someone can do this to another person makes me sick and sad for our whole race. Fuck him, his garbage music, and everything he stands for. Please, no shitty jokes. This isn't an open mic forum, just me venting online instead of kicking a fucking wall. Before I continue, you should have kicked the fucking wall. What do you think the internet is designed for, especially on social media? You think you're going to be able to post this and everyone's just going to be sitting on their hands, either that or going, oh, and have the exact reaction that you want them to have? It ain't going to happen. It ain't gonna happen. Whenever two bands lost members in a car accident, there was grief, but there was also prejudice, and there was some hate speech. And you're going to have to just expect that. And those two bands were not even all of that well known, sad to say. Whenever you consider Falling in Reverse, who is nationally and worldwide known, they have a fan base that's a lot larger, and they have fans that are a lot more rabid. So if you think this is something that's just going to blow by the wayside, by the breeze, you're fucking nuts. The alleged victim herself has posted that she has undergone a rape kit with the Murray Police Department and suffered multiple contusions. And she says, 75% is fangirls saying I should kill myself, and 25% are people saying he can never come back to Utah. As if having a rape kit and a severe contusion on my jaw wasn't enough. Broken nose, previous to assault, bruises all over my body, and 3-inch contusion on my jaw, and torn throat ligaments from fighting back. Why mention the broken nose? That's previous to the assault. No one cares. Sure, it's terrible, but no one cares. Everything else, that's something that has to be determined by the police, if this is something that the police are actually looking into. We'll get into why that statement's relevant here in a bit. A witness has also come forward to say he saw them dump her out of the car and had a brief altercation with them before the cops came. Ronnie has since posted to Twitter, possibly in retaliation to the story. People are so fucking stupid, and, like, seriously? Now you might wonder why that last part is that way, as opposed to him being a little bit more oriented toward defense and defending himself. Well, let me read you exactly what this means. Earlier today, and this is a separate article, earlier today, Radke issued the following statement exclusively to alternative press. Why would you want this to be an exclusive, Ronnie? This is stupid. There are many stupid things that are being done here. But if you really want to quell this and put it to sleep and have there be no worry of it ever coming up again, go national with this. Go with alternative press. Go with all of the other websites as well. I don't give a shit what terrible things they've said about you in the past, true or not. I don't give a crap about any of that, because quite frankly, this is your opportunity to shut them up, first of all, and second of all, this is your opportunity to really put it to bed by making this something where all of the headlines read that this person is not telling the truth. And of course, this whole thing could be fucking stupid too, considering she could be telling the truth, and there could be, well, let's just read the rest of the story. The internet is a wonderful place because everyone has a voice. It's also an awful place for the same reasons. This isn't the first time people have taken it upon themselves to spread ugly, unsubstantiated claims about myself and my friends. No one from our band or crew were arrested in Utah. After our show in Salt Lake City, we were concerned for someone who appeared to be under the influence and called 911. I personally spoke with law enforcement. I certainly was never under arrest or charged with any crime. When contacted by phone, the Salt Lake City Sheriff's Department had no record of Radke ever being held by them. Associated Press, Alternative Press, has been in contact with the Murray City Police Department, which, Falling in Reverse's attorney stated, were the ones called to the scene in Utah and left messages for the detective assigned to the case. Thus far, neither the band's attorney nor Alt Press has obtained a police report, and officers we spoke with had no further details at this time. We've already reached out to Boswell and will update as the story develops. Boswell is the individual who is involved, supposedly. Okay. So on this side, we have somebody who is almost like playing a hero, responding to somebody who was not looking too well and calling 911 and blah, 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 and yeah. So we kind of have controversial hero in Ronnie Radke, who does have a previous record, legally. He spent time in prison, which is actually one of the reasons why he was no longer in Escape the Fate, and why he formed a brand new band. He does have a record. There are many things that have happened there. He's only 1 year, he's 31, he's the same age as me. This is ridiculous. I've never been to jail in my life. And then we have the victim, who, her story doesn't seem to make that much sense, considering she's mentioning stuff from a previous assault, for one, and for two, she's talking about how 75% of the fan base tells her that she should kill herself, and 25% says that he can never come back to Utah. Whenever I saw this story, there was barely any traction on it whatsoever. To be perfectly honest, I'm only talking about this because gang rape, even just conceptually, even just saying it sounds ugly, and it's probably one of the worst garbage things that you could do to another human being on the planet. And this is something that happens every single day, sadly, to some unfortunate soul. So, who really is in the right here? And I have two ways of looking at this. I have two patterns of thought here. And once again, like I said, zero of this has to do with Falling in Reverse's music, their image, or anything like that. This is just a man speaking about a situation and looking at it from both sides. First of all, the easy side is Ronnie Radke's, if he happens to be guilty, and his defense was just a bout of, frothing off at the mouth, hoping to avoid going back to prison. If that happens to be the case, Ronnie, you are the lowest form of human trash, and that includes whoever else participated in this event. Just because you are in a band that is popular with the same fan base as Blood on the Dance Floor doesn't mean that you turn into Blood on the Dance Floor and sexually assault people. That's not what the movement or music or being famous is all the fuck about. We just had a huge big conundrum and media daily-wop with Bruce Jenner turning into Caitlyn Jenner. Do you see Caitlyn now as a woman deciding she wants to go out and attempt to fuck 5 guys and be in a gang rape now that she's a woman to test out the body and test out the goods. No. All she wants to do is be really an inspiration to other people. You have that same ability as a musician. You touch lives, and you have the ability to be an inspiration. By being a piece of shit, you're not being an inspiration. You're just being a piece of shit. Now let's turn to the other side. Let's turn to what if this was all substantiated? What if this was all substantiated by the supposed victim? If this is all substantiated by the supposed victim, then you are just as large of a coward as you made him out to be. The fact that you had to do all this and drag a bunch of people into this and defame someone's name just because maybe you don't like them, maybe you're not a fan of their music or a fan of all of that is really garbage. It's something that is just as bad as the other side that I just stated about Ronnie. Really, there is no real winner here. That's the terrible part about it. There is no real winner, because if it happened, that means that this poor girl suffered a terrible, terrible tragedy in her life, a horrible experience based off of some dude who assumes that he has power based around his position as the lead singer of a band that a lot of people know. And on the other side, if she made it up, then it's just some other case of crying wolf and having the internet take off with it. And sadly, that would also mean that this video right here has further substantiated it. However, I'm not willing to give one side in this situation, A, the benefit of the doubt, and B, that time in the sun, that 15 minutes of fame. Basically, until some sense is made of this, you're both guilty, you're both assholes, and both of you are fucking retarded. That's how it is. Innocent until proven guilty, retarded until proven not. If a gang rape happened, that's horrible. Radke should be in prison for a long time, along with anybody else involved. If it didn't happen, throw her in jail for 24 hours just to see how the fuck it feels. To see what you were trying to do to someone else. Whether or not this person has had a hard or difficult life or not, if this was made as a lie, if this was a fabricated story just to test out the elastic limits of the internet, 24 hours behind bars, whatever. Maybe something would happen. I would hope not, but it's prison. Bar none, this is crap. There's a lot of garbage here. A lot of garbage to weed through. None of these opinions are going to be very well received by anybody. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit. Hopefully we do figure out and make some sense of this. We get some facts. And hopefully whenever we do, it'll be something that showcases that this didn't happen. That would be my hope. My hope is that this did not happen. But we'll see.